Hey there. Welcome back to The Surge. We are immediately gonna have a chat with our friend Don Hackett.
Founder of Creo. That was an amazing experience. I mean, you already know that Creo is not just another company. Our founder, Jonah Gutenberg, has a vision of a better world. We've all seen what has happened during our lifetime. This is not the future we were promised. Jonah saw the world deteriorate before his eyes. It's not just the social, economic problems, the divide between the haves and the have-nots. No, it was bigger. Crops were failing, sea levels rising, droughts, floods, storms. Our world was dying. Project Resolve is designed not as a band-aid, but as a cure. With every launch, the integrity of our atmosphere is being strengthened. With every rocket's payload, our world is being reseeded for future generations. Jonah used his considerable influence to bring together world leaders and corporations to create the Kyoto Accord. No longer could the environmental changes be ignored. Many even deemed it too late. But Jonah had an idea, and using his company's extensive resources, he'd already prototyped what would become Project Resolve. And that's why you're here, to make a difference. That's why Creo's here. That's why we're all here, to make a dream reality. Not just for us, but for our children, and for our children's children.
Very noble goal, Don and Creo, but I don't know if it's as simple as saying some fancy words. The perfect team, you say? Well, I'm a big fan of team-ups. Let's get our drone and stand on this stool in a very strange way.
Connection failure. Rerouting. Manual link established. Welcome to main production. Worker number. Database error. Let me show you around.
Okay.
Now, how may I help you?
Give me the tool.
Let me show you around. Around.
Seems you've got a screw loose somewhere.
Thanks for your concern. Error. No loose screws found.
Right. So, where is everybody?
Unable to initiate link to CreoNet. No data available.
Fabulous. Then where's operations?
Information unavailable.
Well, aren't you just the most helpful friend I've met yet?
Let me show you the way. Terms of use and license agreement. How may I be of service? Provided by Creo. I'd like to help. I'd like to help. I'd like to... Please, hold the line.
Hey! It's a little bit busted, but we now have a companion drone, which means we can fire lasers at our enemies. And as unfortunate as it is, that's not as cool as it would sound. But we can pick up more modules for our drone that'll make it do more interesting things along our journey, so our drone is going to be quite a force to be reckoned with by the time this nightmare is over. For now, at least Warren has his goals straight. We need to find operations and reconnect with our dear mystery friend who told us to get inside in the last episode. Hopefully she's still hanging about. Welcome to Central Production B. We're going to be spending quite a bit of time here. Unfortunately, there is no time for energy drinks, or supple, whatever supple is. So we can lock onto enemies, just the same as we can anything we're about to beat up with our fists, and fire lasers at it with our drone, which does not consume energy unless we have energy. You can see there that now we have another icon on our energy bar, and when it is past the drone-looking marker, we can fire lasers that do a lot more damage. The lasers are mostly good for pulling enemies. They're not good for much else. But like I said, we'll get ones that are more focused on dealing damage a little bit later on in the game. Gonna be rocking the Pax Imperator for a while. I really like this thing. This weapon is very, very good for when you get it in the game, so I'm super excited to run around with it.
This unit is currently running on emergency power. Services are limited at the moment. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Well, that's a bummer. I guess we have to actually do our job and be a field technician and fix this place. What the? You again. I don't know if I like this thing. That thing seems like it has an ulterior motive of some kind. Oh, hello. I don't know. I just don't trust robots. Unless they're our drone. Our drone is always friendly. So this is where the rhino suit workers start becoming a little bit more prevalent. They're quite tough. They're quite tough compared to the Lynx suit guys. However, they drop Mark II weapon parts. Only Mark I body parts, but Mark II weapon parts. So soon we will be able to upgrade our equipment to match their massively increased health pool.
Sector online.
Hooray, we did it! Now we can go back and use the Ops Center. But we're not going to do that just yet. See, we could just go right back, but I don't really have any reason to spend the tech scrap that I have because it wouldn't level me up very much. Oh ho, hello! Some help!
No unauthorized gatherings permitted.
Oh.
The area is not safe. Please proceed to nearest operations.
Alright. So those security guards are just going to be hanging around in this area. You know, keeping the peace in their tiny little corridor over there, where it's very easy to keep the peace because nobody's over there. If you want to, you can fight them. We're not going to, because they're extremely tough, and it would be very embarrassing for me. But you can try fighting them if you really feel like it. And just like any other enemy, you can cut off their limbs and get their equipment. But I don't recommend doing it, because it requires a lot of core power, so you won't be able to wear it at this point in the game anyway. We'll get our chance to get their stuff later, don't worry. So you saw there that I pegged this guy with a laser, and drew him over. That's pretty much what the lasers are for. And you can use them to deal damage, but they expend your energy when you fire the laser, which means that you can't cut off body parts. So really, the only time that it's actually useful to do so is, you know, when you don't have any reason to cut their parts off, which you should always do. Like, that's the thing, is that even when you don't need the body part, you should always cut something off of the enemy, because it increases your tech scrap multiplier. So there's really no reason to use the laser to kill things. Man, I love the Pax Imperator so much. Oh, here we go! Oh, oh, oh. 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 That hurts.
Help! Please! Anyone there? Can anybody hear me?
One moment. Let me just launch that guy into the air.
I'm locked in here. Please, come on, help me.
Now, the last time we did this, someone not so friendly was on the other side. But, let's hope that this person's a little bit more sane than the last one.
Damn. Thanks, man. I thought I was stuck in here for good. Come on. Say something. You okay in there? I appreciate it, really. Thought I was gonna starve in here. Don't know how much longer I would have lasted.
So tell me, what's your story?
Name's Davey, man. I work on the shell production line. Ran in here when those freaks started showing up. Didn't realize for hours the door was busted and I was stuck. Don't even know how long I've been in here.
You know what's going on around here?
You mean all this crap? No idea, man. Way above my pay grade. Something hit the system hard, that's for sure. Melted my damn neural link. It was like I was tripping in someone else's head. Thoughts, memories, just not my own. Some weird shit going down, that's all I know.
So, what are you gonna do now?
Dunno, man. Not staying out here, that's for damn sure. Maybe ops? Should be safe, right?
Should be.
So long.
Later.
Well, I guess I'll see you at the Ops Center, Davy. That's really interesting. That is a very interesting prospect. The idea that he was seeing other people's memories and such.
Minutes.
We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute.
Days. This place is falling apart. On fire. I was told it wouldn't hurt. That the whole thing would be over in just a couple of minutes. But the pain just started. I was awake. It cut open my flesh. Pierced into my bones. I can still hear the machines. Feel them. And I screamed. Just screamed until there was no air left in my lungs. But it didn't stop. It didn't stop.
Sheesh. Rough stuff. It seems other people have gone through the same horrible, painful surgery that we have. So that's Mallory. We'll be collecting some more audio logs from her in a little while. But for now...
Hey, you! Over here! Please, my rig's out of juice. I'm a fucking statue here. Can't move a thing. Can you power it up and jumpstart me?
Time to meet a new friend by jamming our fist into his back. I'm a hero. You're welcome.
Oh, damn. Thank you. Been sitting here so long, my ass is numb. Can't count how many times I've had to play dead out here. Nearly pissed my pants a couple of times. I'm Hobbs. Dean Hobbs. No one calls me Dean, so, you know, Hobbs is fine.
Guess you've got no idea what's going on around here.
Shit, man. I don't know nothing. Felt like my brain was an egg on a griddle and then the yolk popped. Woke up, head ringing like crazy. Everything had just gone to hell. Wanted to check the failsafe consoles, see what they recorded, and got separated from my crew, but I thought, Hobbs, don't give up now. You can make it. And that's when my rig gave out.
What are you doing down here?
Well, just being me. I mean, I'm maintenance. I should have left this stuff to security, but I thought, hey, Hobbs, let's find out what's going on here. Stupid, man, just stupid. What I've seen since then, man, you wouldn't believe it.
Try me, I've been having a hell of a day.
What's the deal with these failsafe consoles?
Creo's got a few around the factory to monitor problems and record them. There's sure to be some crazy stuff on them with all that's going down. And check them out if you want, but my adventuring days are done.
What's your plan?
I'm gonna get my ass out of here before it gets mashed like a bug in a windshield. Think I'll head up to Ops. Should be all right there.
Yup, and you'll have company.
So long, Hobbs.
Stay safe, man. Stay safe.
Will do. I'll also be, hunting down these failsafe consoles because they are pivotally important.
Log, mark 96 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. Automatic system-wide reboot begun. Data loss analysis. Most Creo systems damaged. 27% of data storage and processing systems report complete data and record loss, with low chance of recovery. Local non-network power supplies remain operational. Recovery protocols activated. Damaged data sectors attempting temporary repair using analogous systems. Collateral loss of workforce is rated as extreme. Overall work output efficiency remains severely impaired, with all functioning personnel-related systems reporting significant neurological deviation and physical degradation. Functioning engines and rigs should be collected for refurbishment and redistribution to fully functioning human assets.
Now that's interesting. It seems that the surge, whatever it was, went on for a couple of days before the system itself was able to resolve the problem, whatever it was. And by that point, they had already decided that they were going to redistribute their assets, as the log says, and get back to work. And that's working out really well for them so far. So we just picked up one of the special implants added by the DLC. there is an expansion for this game. New area, several new weapons, a couple new bosses, and a really big expansion on the story and the game world of the Surge, which we will be doing when it comes time to do that. However, Deck 13 are very pleasant people. They are very kind developers who care about the people that play their games. And so, for the people who didn't buy the DLC, they put in several of the DLC's implant chips into the game world. So, because of that, we can collect 2 of several of the implants. But also, if you didn't buy the DLC, you still have access to some of its content. You know, just to maybe, like, inspire you to buy it, see if you like what's added by the patches and stuff. And I think that's really cool. I think it was very cool, and it was very nice of them to do that. Now, as you can see by the enemy health bars, we have picked up an upgrade to our Omni Audit implant, which now shows enemy stability. And that's really important, because enemy stability governs when they are stumbled. So now that they have that purple bar that shows when they will be stumbled next, we can further plan out how we want to hit them. See, for example, if I hit this guy, it takes off a bunch of his stability. And you could see there that he only had 1 hit left before he would be stumbled by any attack, which meant that it was totally safe for me to go in. Now, obviously, this implant does not apply to bosses because they don't have stability in the normal sense, but it's really, really useful against normal enemies. Enemies like this, however, it's not as useful against. These tripod worker construction robots are, in my opinion, the worst enemy in the game. They suck. I hate these things. And that's saying something, because in the next episode, I believe, we're going to meet an enemy that's like twice as annoying as this guy. But these enemies are so obnoxious because they're on wheels, so they can rotate freely even when they're in the middle of an attack. But their only weak point is their back wheel, so you still have to circle around them. And I'm trying to be clever here, trying to use my drone to deal damage, you know, by having it circle around so that the drone is in view, and it's so obnoxious. You can cripple them a little bit by attacking one of their wheels, which will cause it to stop and try to repair itself, but not always. And it's very inconsistent, and it's very annoying, and I do not like those enemies. Because they can't be stumbled either. Like, if you deplete their stability, it just does nothing. So, like, they just suck. Oh well. Another Iron Mouse comic, hidden pretty much in plain sight. I like this one. I like this one because it implies that Iron Mouse fights other mice. But they're like robo-mice, but not all of them. Like, the natural predator of Iron Mouse is non-Iron Mice. I don't know what this comic has to do with the world of the Surge, but hey, it's pretty cool. Speaking of Iron Mouse, there's an achievement for killing these enemies that are conglomerated in this little corner over here. Because they have, for some strange reason, created a cult of Iron Mouse. So that's weird. We're gonna find graffiti from these guys around the central production area, which is where we are right now. And I don't know, it's funny. These guys seem to really enjoy Iron Mouse, and you know what? I don't blame them. More importantly than that, though, they are wearing a new outfit set. These guys are wearing the Scarab gear, which I think increases the effect of vital implants. I think that's what the set bonus for it is. I believe I put it on, actually. I think. I can't really remember because it's been several months since I recorded this Let's Play. Since recording this Let's Play, I have had surgery, I have had a bunch of changes in my life, I have had a lot of different things happen that have completely distracted me from Let's Play for a while. And now that I'm getting back to it, it's like a whole new world. But anyway, the Scarab set is our first medium armor set. The Rhino gear is a heavy armor set. I believe it's called Goliath class. The Lynx gear is a light armor set, which I think is called Operator class. And then the Scarab gear is our first medium set, which I believe is called Sentinel class. I think I might have Operator and Sentinel confused, but either way, you know, slicing through their gut is just as easy as it is in light armor. I guess I don't blame them for forming a cult of Iron Mouse, because, I mean, from what we know about him, Iron Mouse is a pretty cool guy. And who knows, if Warren ever went insane from whatever... Oh my! Whoa! I forgot about that one. Oh, that one's pretty cool. I like that.
Please return to your designated sector.
Alright, back to work we go. I love some of the executions in this game, man. They're so good. Anyway, like I was saying, if Warren ever went insane from the same process that turned these guys crazy, maybe he too would be part of the cult of Iron Mouse. I'm disappointed they didn't put anything on top of those boxes, because that would have been interesting. You know, interesting little keen eye for platforming. This game has some of that. There are some aspects of, like, if you pay attention to the platforming, you can get to some really interesting places where there are, like, little caches of tech scrap or whatever. But there aren't any, like, super huge discoverable secrets in this game, or if there are, they're so well hidden that nobody has found them, which is kind of a shame, actually. I think this game really could have used more, like, super hidden stuff. Like, maybe not obtuse, but, you know, stuff that you wouldn't find unless you're looking closely. Like, this game doesn't have any optional areas. For example, like the Great Hollow in Dark Souls and stuff like that. Stuff that you'll only really find if you're paying attention. We are going to visit every area in this game, sometimes multiple times, but there's usually new stuff here on the second time through. And again, that's kind of a shame. I think they really could have done with some optional content in this game. But, on the other hand, I'm actually glad a little bit that they didn't, because I feel like not having that optional content allows them to focus more on the mandatory stuff. You know, making what every player has to see be interesting and unique. I was talking when we picked up the drone module just now, but we picked up a drone module just now. This one allows us to shove enemies over. Basically, the drone will reel back for a second, and then it'll just punch right into the enemy and knock them on their back. And it's real good. I don't think I use it very much, because I try to focus on cutting off the parts, which you can't do if you knock the enemy off a cliff, but it's always fun. In fact, I believe I demonstrate it right here. Bam! It's so good. Oh, it's so fun. Again, the drone is not very useful if you feel like cutting parts. But if you don't feel like cutting parts, believe me, you get more than your use out of it. There are several implant chips that increase the power of the drone too, in case you feel like using the drone during boss fights to deal damage to the boss while you can't attack and all that kind of stuff. And that's a really interesting dynamic. It allows you to gear up for whatever situation, which I really appreciate.
See you.
So we're still not going back to Ops. We have rescued Davy and Hobbs, and they are waiting there for us now. But there's one more place that I want to go before we head back, just so that I can get some more tech scrap and some more implant chips. And this little area over here is a little bit infamous, because we are going to meet a lot of people's least favorite enemy in the game. Security robots. These weird tripod tail things are relatively infamous because that attack, that charge attack, will kill me in one hit, almost no matter what. Like, even from full health, with the increased amount of health I have now from the Vital Boost implants, even with that, these enemies still will kill me in one hit if that charge connects. And the reason for that is because the damage of the charge increases based on the distance. So if you get hit by it right at the start, it'll hardly even hurt you. But if you back up and you still get hit, which most people do, which is reasonable, because like it's coming directly for you, so you probably want to back up. You can see I'm dodging to the side there, which is a much better idea, but it's more instinctive to try to get backwards out of its range. So I can understand getting hit by that. But anyway, you can see that they're doing a lot of damage, and if it connects with you at the end of the charge, it will do like, I don't know, I think it's like 400 health. It's insane. It's utterly crazy. Like, even near the end of the game, these things are still gonna kill me in 1 or 2 hits. However, I have prepared for this because I figured, like, I planned this out. I planned out the route I was gonna take to get up here. So I made sure that I had enough vital injection implants to recover my health. And plus, these things give a lot of tech scrap. So when you kill one, as you can see right now, it almost completely fills up the bar and gives me vital injections for free. So you can kind of just chain your way through this if you're skilled enough. That's not to say that I am skilled enough, but I've fought a lot of these robots. What's important about these guys, though, compared to when they become standard enemies later, is that these enemies do not respawn, which is important because cutting off their tail, which I have been doing, gives you a special implant that you can only get from these guys. Specifically, it is the ancillary cores, which increase your maximum core power, so that you can equip more items, you can equip more injections in other slots. They are indispensable. They are incredibly useful. And not just because they increase your core power, they also trigger other injections and implants that require you to have high core power. For example, vital injection implants that increase your maximum health scale with your core power. And if you equip a bunch of ancillary cores, you're going to have a really high core power, which means that you will have much more maximum health than if you didn't have the ancillary cores equipped. And that's really, really important. That's something that a lot of people never figure out, because, I mean, it is intuitive if you give it some thought, but you have no reason to give it some thought, because the ancillary cores don't just boost your core power, they add to your current core power. So people might see, okay, well my max is 30, and the ancillary core brings me up to like 38 or whatever. But that doesn't count. But it does count.
Good to see you.
And so they are very useful implants.
Anyone there? Are you receiving? Please contact me if you can.
We're gonna spend the rest of the episode talking to people. Let's finally figure out the identity of our friend here.
Warren, I was starting to worry. I'm glad you're okay.
What the hell's going on here?
There was some kind of incident, that's all I know. Hardly anything is working and your area is in lockdown. I'm trapped up in the executive forum. There's loads of distress beacons, but you're the only person I've managed to contact. We have to do something.
Loads of distress beacons,
Fine.
you say?
Hope this qualifies for hazard pay.
Okay then. We need to find out what happened, and we won't if we just stay here. We're in this together, and like it or not, we're on our own. At least for the time being.
Will you finally tell me who you are?
Sally. I'm Sally, medical staff assigned to the executive forum. I'm isolated up here. Stuck, to be exact. Just trying my best to figure out how I can help.
You tried calling for help?
The system's locked down. There's no way I know to contact anybody outside. And it seems most comms are out apart from the ops.
What about Hobbs? Did you talk?
Hard to believe he didn't get more than a few scratches after what he must have gone through. He lost friends out there. One was killed right in front of him. I can't imagine how he must feel.
What's wrong with Davy?
He's a mess. His biometrics are all over the place. Plus he's still in shock. Keeps mumbling that he needs his meds, but I can't find reference to them in his file.
Interesting.
I better get going.
Be careful out there.
Well, it's good to meet you, Sally. I suppose, we'll start working our way towards the executive forum next time, then. Hey, Hobbs.
We made it, buddy. Good to see ya. And don't think I forgot I owe ya. Found this. Here, take it. Might help.
Any trouble getting here?
Nah, it was right around the corner and I kept my head down. Worst has got to be over now.
You met Davy?
Oh yeah. Can't say I care for him much. Wanted me to fetch him his meds. Of course I said no. Man, was he pissed. He's crazier than I thought if he thinks I'm going out there again.
Take care, Hobbs.
You bet I will. Don't do nothing I wouldn't.
Amen to that, Hobbs. Alright, Davy. What's going on with you,
so
man?
Glad to see you, man. I ain't feeling right. Not right at all. I need my meds. Bad. It's been hours, man. I can't make it without them.
What meds do you need?
It's an implant. Called Modaxinol. I will die without it, man. Last time I went out... Well, you know what happened. Seriously, I'm in bad shape.
Okay.
I'll try to find it for you.
You don't know how much I'd appreciate that. Seriously. Thanks. I know it's asking a lot. I mean, who wants to go out there, right? But please. I don't want to get sick.
How are you and Hobbs getting along?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't want to help me. Totally wrapped up in himself. I mean, if it was him who needed his meds, I mean, it's not like I'm being overdramatic here, you know?
Oh yeah, not in the slightest.
Have to go.
Hey, don't forget about me, okay? I'm counting on you here.
I got a feeling a lot of people are going to be counting on me before this game is over. So before we head off, let's spend this 500 billion tech scrap I've been carrying around for a while. It gets a little nerve-wracking to be carrying around this much at once. However, let me tell you, it feels really good to do this and just go hog wild, dumping a bunch into levels at once. It's so satisfying. They made this feel so good. And hey, we've unlocked another implant slot. Not that we're really going to do anything with it. Although we do have an absolute ton more implants that do so many different things that I can't really even explain right now how they're all so useful. I have a bonus feature coming up where I will explain different ways to play this game and like how the implants help you with that, because it's fascinating. It's truly fascinating. For now, we're going to equip the Medivoltaic injection and increase our health a little bit more. But in the near future, we're going to be customizing our playstyle a little bit more in fun and interesting ways. It's really interesting. They made a really cool system here that has a lot of depth to it that I really appreciate. And with that, I think it's time to say goodbye for now. Once we upgrade our equipment here, we'll be heading off. So I will see you next time when we craft some more equipment, start working our way towards the executive forum, and explore Central Production B a little bit more. I'm sure only good times await us ahead.